Daniel Jeremiah dropping bangers. 2023 NFL Mock Draft 3.0 Bucks Go QB along with Colts, Panthers, Texans, and Vikings. 5 QBs in the round uno. This is very interesting. Obviously, we know the top 4 of Stroud, Young, Richardson, and Levis. Interesting who that 5th pick is. Is it Hendon Hooker? Is it Tanner McKee? Who does he have as his 5th QB off the board? As you guys know, this is a total raw reaction. Did not read any of this. So, with that being said, let's jump into it. Don't want to read any of that because it should give some stuff away. Boom. Top 2. We expect this to see 2 QBs off the board. I got to be honest, guys. I'm not sold that Young is going to the Panthers. I'm sold that it could be Stroud, but I'm not sold. Either way, I'm sold the top 2 is either Young or Stroud in whatever order you got to pick. But Panthers will do their homework on this year's top quarterback prospects over the next month, but I believe Young is the best of the bunch and will emerge as their target. I believe the betting favorite right now is Bryce Young. I'm going to check FanDuel in a second. I do believe the betting favorite is Bryce Young. With that being said, while this loads, we are going to move on to the next pick. Never mind, it just loaded. NFL Draft. CJ Stroud at this current moment, minus 150. Young, plus 150. Richardson, plus 600. So, he has Young actually going number 1. All right, number 2, CJ Stroud. Here we go. Texans have some quality pieces in place on offense, including a franchise left tackle. If you don't know, he's talking about Tunsil, who just signed a contract extension. Stroud should be able to hit the ground running as week 1 starter. Also big news, Brandon Cooks was traded, and they got, I believe, Dalton Schultz. If my memory serves me right, Dalton Schultz going to Houston. Honestly, their offense is looking pretty. They have the number 2 and 12th pick, I believe. Stroud is definitely the guy to go here. All right, now what do we got here? Will Anderson, not sold about the Cardinals not trading out of this. I really think, honestly, I think it's probably a smart decision if they do trade out of it. It all depends on where, though. It really just depends on where. If they stay here, Will Anderson is 1,000% the pick. Won't be surprised if the Cardinals trade this pick, didn't even read that yet, to Indianapolis, Seattle, or Vegas. I agree. If they stay here, Anderson makes the most sense for a team that desperately needs a difference maker on the defensive line. Dude is the best in the draft on the defensive line by far. We're chilling at 4. Colts, Anthony Richardson over Will Levis. That's crazy. This is why you got to watch out for somebody moving up on 3 here, because they may want to hop Indy to get the QB that they want. So if Indy feels threatened, don't be shocked if they also move up 1. But Will Levis could easily be the pick here, but Richardson's unbelievable athleticism will be a fun fit for Shane Steichen's offense. This would kind of make that offense pretty crazy. I love Anthony Richardson. I'm very high on him, guys, if you haven't caught on. I actually have a small little bet for him to go number 1 overall. Is what it is. The payout's pretty big, so risk, reward type deal. That's the reason I did it. But kid destroyed the combine. I love this. Him, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you got Pittman Pierce. It's a really cool fit. And let's be honest, the Colts are kind of rebuilding, so I really like this. And honestly, he has things you can teach. Sorry, I'm kneeling. He has things that you can easily teach. I don't want to say easily, but Will Levis's decision-making is at risk. So all depends on how teams will view this, and all depends on how teams will honestly view him as big as a project. I think it's an awesome fit. Moving on to 5, Seattle Seahawks, Jalen Carter. I don't know if I'm willing to go Jalen Carter over Tyree Wilson here if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, especially with their fan base. Like, if I'm a fan of Seattle, I think I'd rather have Tyree Wilson at this point. So we'll see what he has to say. Off the field concerns with Carter have been documented. On the field, he's the most talented player in this draft class and would provide Pete Carroll's defense with a dynamic interior disruptor. I don't agree with that he's the most talented player in this draft class. I don't agree with that. I think Anderson at this point is better. I think if you're looking at defensive line, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a Seahawks fan, I think I'd rather want Tyree Wilson at this point. Number 6, we see Detroit going the corner, Devon Witherspoon. Witherspoon doesn't have ideal size. You read it right there, 5'11", 181, but his game is very similar to Denzel Ward, who, like Witherspoon, played his college football in the Big Ten. Detroit has some difference makers on the defensive front and has made some nice additions to the secondary this offseason. But Witherspoon's instincts and ball skills would fit beautifully in the back end. I do believe, once again, if my memory serves me right, they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which is a huge pickup. I don't agree with Devon Witherspoon being the first corner off the board. I think it should be Christian Gonzalez. I think Gonzalez is a safer pick. And I just think he's a better player. I get it. I get why Detroit maybe goes corner here. At 6, yeah, I definitely get it. But realistically, you can get a good corner on the back end. I kind of would like the risk of, like, I don't know, Tyree Wilson here, who goes the next pick, just to pair it and have that pairing for a very long time. So, moving on, the Raiders, like I said, Tyree Wilson. I can see the Raiders taking a QB here, even after signing Jimmy. I don't. And I'll explain the situation where I do, but I don't. However, Wilson will be a welcome addition opposite of Max Crosby. Chandler Jones failed to provide the desired impact after joining the Raiders last season. So I'm a Chargers fan. I don't really try to hate on any rivals or whatever. I try to keep it as real can get. I knew the Chandler Jones signing wasn't that big because if you look at Chandler Jones' past, he had 1 or 2 games every season where he had like 2 to 4 sacks in one game, and that's really what drove his numbers. So I wasn't that scared about the signing, but I also it is an above average signing for sure. This Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby together would be something to think about for sure. Move to make at this point. If he's still on the board, this is what you have to do. It's either he's on the board, if he's off the board, you go offensive tackle. And the only QB in my eyes that they should go here, I mean, Stroud and Young are not going to be here. If Anthony Richardson is still on the board here, maybe you go him to put him behind Jimmy G for a year or two to develop him. That's the only way you go QB here for the Raiders. But A+ pick for the Falcons here too. Wow. Falcons ranked 31st in third down defense last season. Gonzalez would team up with A.J. Terrell to give Atlanta one of the biggest and most athletic cornerback duos in the league. If you guys haven't noticed, have a little bit of a man crush on Christian Gonzalez. I love this kid coming out in the draft. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud. Mark my words. I'm going to say it now. Top 15 corner in the league his rookie year. That's what I think of this kid. That's what I think of this kid. He's a stud, and what an addition this would be to the Falcons defense. And I also believe they either got Von Bell or Jesse Bates, and I think they got Jesse Bates. So then this secondary for them would be disgusting. You got Peter Skoronski going to the Bears. Absolutely love this pick. Skoronski would be an immediate upgrade at right tackle for Justin Fields. Guess what, guys? If he doesn't work out at right tackle, he'll be a guard, an all-pro guard. 100%. The dude is so versatile, and it's something you need to do for Justin Fields. This is a home run pick. Also a home run for the Bears trading back and getting him, especially at 9. I love that value. Boom, Eagles go Lucas Van Ness. The Eagles always focus on the line of scrimmage, and Van Ness has the versatility to play inside or outside. Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox were both re-signed this offseason, but they're playing on one-year deals, and let's be honest, I'll be shocked if both come back next year. They're getting old, and I just don't see them coming back. I really don't. So I really like Lucas Van Ness. He's a utility piece on that defensive line. He could be used anywhere. And trust me, the Eagles are going to know exactly how to use this kid. Boom, Tennessee Titans. Jackson Smith-Njigba. Interesting pick. I don't really have him going here. Only because they need a tackle terribly. I don't agree with this. I definitely think Paris Johnson Jr. would be the better pick. But he just had a nice pro day. I want to say he ran like a 4.48. He ran like a 4.48 and a 4.52. So it's decent. So the Titans need to add some playmakers on offense. Smith-Njigba is a pure route runner who is ready to make an immediate impact. I get it. They need a receiver, but I have the mentality of receivers don't matter when you don't have an offensive line. And that's just been proven time and time again. So. Oh, yeah, Houston. Houston Texans, Myles Murphy. Texans landed their franchise quarterback with their first selection, and now they can get a dynamic piece to their defensive front. Murphy has tremendous upside. Tremendous upside. I love Myles Murphy. I think this is a great fit for him. I think this is a good value at 12, too. This is probably right around where he should go. I think he should go anywhere from 10 to 15. Solid pick. Next pick, I kind of have a little issue with. I don't see them holding this pick. Okay? I don't see them holding this pick. I think it's going to go to the Packers. They're going to get the Rodgers deal done. They'll probably have to part ways with this pick. But the Jets will likely lose Bryce Huff after next season, and Carl Lawson is a potential salary cap casualty. Smith is the most explosive edge rusher in the draft. Scheme-wise, everything-wise, it fits. Like I said, I just don't see them holding. I don't see them holding this pick. I see Rodgers. I see Green Bay going here. I don't see New York holding this pick. Daniel, what are we doing? What are we doing, bud? Really? Really? What? The Patriots don't think like every other franchise. I believe they could see Robinson as a value addition instead of a player at non-premium position. He would team up with Ramondre Stevenson to give New England one of the best backfields in the NFL. Come on. No. This is an F. I can't say F because he is very good. I'll say a D. This is a D pick. This is not a position of need, especially at 14. This is crazy, Daniel Jeremiah. Crazy. Bijan Robinson is not going at 14. Or he at least shouldn't. Maybe he'll change my mind, but he should not be going at 14. Paris Johnson Jr., love this. Love this. Amazing value. Do not expect to see him here at 15 if he is. Whew. I mean, this is the pick that New England should have done. Whatever. Packers are set to begin the Jordan Love era this fall, and Johnson will start immediately at right tackle while providing insurance at left. A-plus pick. I don't care Once again, I don't care who Green Bay has under center. You can't beat the value of Paris Johnson at 15. Realistically, Paris Johnson could have been off the board at 7. So this is awesome. Awesome pick. I have him coming off the board possibly at 7 to the Raiders. This is awesome. And if not there, he's going to go off the board to the Titans. Great value here. Commanders go Dalton Kincaid. Dude, Daniel Jeremiah is getting a little crazy out here, huh? I wouldn't rule out a QB with this selection, but I love the idea of adding dynamic tight end to Washington's impressive wide receiving core. I'm excited to see what Sam Howell can do as the starter for the Commanders. I think it's very smart of them to honestly put Sam Howell as QB for 1 year. See what the kid's got. The next year's QB class is filthy. And Dalton Kincaid is going to be disgusting. He's going to have all of the tools he needs on offense. You got Bijan in the backfield. You're going to put Dalton Kincaid at tight end. You're going to have Dotson and Scary Terry outside. That's a solid offense. Solid offense. Great supporting cast for Sam Howell. I love this pick. I don't know if I'm necessarily going tight end at 16. I definitely think they're probably bigger need on defense, and especially since I think this draft is deep on tight end, but I get it. So you have a total complete offense. You have Brian Robinson in the backfield as well. It's crazy. Yeah. Yep. Pittsburgh Steelers going Broderick Jones. This would be a dream scenario for the Steelers as they continue to overhaul their offensive line this offseason. Broderick Jones is a monster. He's going to move people. He has the Steelers mentality already. He's going to be a mauler. Kid is going to maul people. Big fan of this. Big fan of this. Honestly, I really like this pick for the Detroit Lions, Calijin Kancey. Why? Who did they go with the number 1? Went corner. In their eyes, grabbed their best corner in the draft. And then, boom, you're now going to go and take the dude that is compared to Aaron Donald, which I don't think is fair, in Calijin Kancey. Lions GM Brad Holmes spent a lot of time around Aaron Donald during his previous stop at the Rams. Kancey isn't on Donald level. Unfair to do to the kid. Nobody is. But his explosive quickness would beautifully complement Detroit's young edge rushers to give the Lions a fearsome pass rush group. This would overhaul and put their defensive line at the next level. Their pass rush will be something else. This would be wild. Wild. Thank you, Daniel Jeremiah, for not going running back here. Not that, you wasted any time doing that. So now we got here at 19. This is interesting. We got Tom Brady's replacement. Will Levis slides. Okay. 219 to the Bucks. If Levis starts to slide, I believe a team like Tampa Bay will trade up to get him. In this scenario, he falls right into the Bucks' lap. Levis would compete with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. As a Bucks fan, honestly, you guys should be super happy over this as a Bucks fan. This is really, really cool. This dude's arguably going to go in the top 7 to 10 all day long in mock drafts, and you're going to get him at 19. And you can check off that box of the future QB, young QB too. This is awesome. Do I think he's going to fall here? No. I've been wrong before, though, but no. If he does, home run pick for you guys. Already seeing up next, Jordan Addison to Seattle. As a Chargers fan who is 21, this hurts. I want to see Jordan Addison on the Chargers, but we'll get there. Addison would be the perfect complement to Seattle's talented roster or receiver duo of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. He's a smooth route runner with outside ball skills and speed after the catch. I personally think this kid should absolutely be the first receiver off the board. It all depends on really what the team wants. So you can't knock this because of Metcalf, Lockett, and Addison all being on the same offense. Dangerous. That is dangerous. Love this pick for them, especially with going, I believe they went Wilson in this mock, or Jalen Carter, excuse me. So they went Jalen Carter, and then you're grabbing a defensive playmaker in their eyes, and now you're grabbing an offensive playmaker. This is an awesome pick. I love Jordan Addison. Him and Caleb Williams together tore it up this season. Awesome pick. Awesome pick. I get it. And honestly, Gino's been a rock star. Love this. I like this too. Zay Flowers to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers prefer bigger wideouts, but Flowers would add an explosive element currently lacking in the passing attack. Please take that into consideration. As a Chargers fan, Jalen Guyton, gone. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, okay, Josh Palmer. That line's your top three. None of them have playmaking or breakaway speed. The guy who did was Jalen Guyton. All right, at tight end, you got Gerald Everett, Donald Palmer, and Trey McKitty. He's kind of useless, I got to be honest. Don't like him at all. Zay Flowers is a beast with the ball in his hands. He's small. He can make people miss. Crazy after the catch. This would be a very solid pick to that Chargers offense. I'm going to sit here at this point and say Eckler's going to resign or get an extension. If not, I don't think you go Jahmyr Gibbs at this point, considering Bijan is off the board. I don't think that's the move. Zay Flowers out here is definitely the move and would make the Chargers offense disgusting. Wow, is this like the Christian Gonzalez win already, right? I believe he did, yeah. Third corner off the board. Interesting. Joey Porter Jr. to the Ravens. How fun would this be? Joey Porter to the Ravens. That sounds amazing. He would be a tremendous value at a position of need for Baltimore. 1,000%. What hurt some Steelers fans, his father played there, and now you're going to play with the rivals. Whatever. Big guy, physical, all-around corner. You know how Ravens love those rock star cornerbacks. This is another one of them. This is an awesome pick. Honestly, I like how Daniel Jeremiah has his mock draft falling, besides like the Bijan Robinson pick. But who am I to judge? So, whoa. Hendon Hooker, the fifth QB off the board over Tanner McKee. Like this. The Vikings have been doing their homework on this QB class. Hooker is well liked around the league, and he could sit for a year behind Kirk Cousins before taking over and ushering in a new era for Kevin O'Connell. They need a receiver. The only receiver really on the board at this point is Quentin Johnston. I could see that as the pick, but some people aren't seeing Quentin Johnston as a first-round pick anymore. He's sliding in a lot of mock drafts. I don't hate this pick. I get it, but there's a lot of, I don't know, he's older. I don't know. I have to really think about this one. As of right now, I'm going to say I'm 50-50 on it. Maybe I would want Quentin Johnston. I know it doesn't really fit the best with Justin Jefferson, but I get it. You're replacing Kirk Cousins, who, let's be honest, how much longer does he have? You're going to bring this kid in on a 5-year rookie deal or a 4 or 5 year rookie deal. And pretty much he's going to play his career on that, or a majority of his career on that. So, big fan of Deonte Banks to Jacksonville as well. Banks crushed his NFL scouting combine workout. His tape is really solid too. Jacksonville needs to get better on the back end, and Banks is ready to play right away. If you don't know, this kid is long, lengthy, and's got crazy speed, and that was honestly proven in the NFL combine. Awesome. Big fan of Deonte Banks. And honestly, big fan of this fit. Kind of screws up my Giants pick. So, Daniel, let's see what you got for the Giants. Joe Tittman over Osiris Torrance. I don't know if I agree with that, but let's read into it. Giants did a nice job adding some much-needed speed to the skill positions in free agency. Tittman would team up with 2 young, talented offensive tackles to protect Daniel Jones for the foreseeable future. They got Waller, they got Campbell, they re-signed Sterling and Shepard, I believe. I like it. I don't know if Tittman should go over Osiris Torrance, though. I really don't. Don't get me wrong, he's good. I don't know if he just goes over Osiris Torrance. I'm going to leave it at that. Another pick here could probably be... I don't know. I know Anton Harrison's a tackle, but realistically, you can do anything you want with those prospects. Maybe you go... Who knows? If you want to go flashy, you can go Quentin Johnston here as your over-the-top guy. I don't know if they necessarily have it. They got rid of Galladay. Just a food for thought here. For value-wise, I don't like this. I think Osiris Torrance should be going over Tittman. But position of need, 100% for the Giants. Mozzie Smith to the Cowboys, this makes a lot of sense too. Smith has generated a lot of buzz in personnel circles for his combination of athleticism and power. His best football is ahead of him, and he'd fill a need in Dallas. Huge pickup for them. He is going to be explosive. He's going to collapse some pockets. For a big boy, this man can move, and this is a great signing for the Cowboys. Big fan of this. Talk about big fan, which is something I did not expect. Okay, I did not expect this at all. Buffalo Bills going Quentin Johnston. Opinions vary quite a bit from team to team when it comes to wide receivers in this year's class. Johnson could be the first one taken or slide down to the bottom of the first round. He would give Josh Allen a big explosive weapon to complement Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. This would be a hell of a fit for this kid. Kid's a burner. He's a big boy. He's go up and get it. He's nasty after the catch. Quentin Johnston would be a home run pick for them. Is it the biggest need? No. But value-wise, hell yeah. What a pick for the Buffalo Bills. Daniel Jeremiah, come on. He gets a little twisty with it. I like it. Really like this too. Darnell Wright, who I'm starting to see people give some respect getting into the first round. Big fan. Wright would be a plug and play at right tackle. Recent left tackle signing of Orlando Brown is only 26. Brown and Wright could hold down the bookend spots to protect Burrow. Also, this pick would allow the Bengals to deal Jonah Williams for draft capital now that he's requested a trade. I think since Jonah Williams requested the trade, it kind of puts this as their number one priority again. I know that you're missing some safeties. I know Bell and Von Bell and Jesse Bates left. So in my eyes, this is probably the biggest need at this point, considering Jonah Williams, your tackle, wants to go. I get it, you guys consider and say you have depth, but you can't take any risk with Joe Burrow. You can't. Michael Mayer to the New Orleans Saints. Mayer would be an excellent value pick at this point. In round one, he's a complete tight end, and Derek Carr would have a reliable security blanket on third down. He's used to these guys. The reason why Michael Mayer goes here is you saw what Derek Carr did with Darren Waller. This would be a similar relationship. Michael Mayer and Derek Carr together would be a similar relationship. I'm not saying he's a similar player, but Carr loves tight ends. This is an awesome spot for Michael Mayer. Big fan of Michael Mayer. Saints, this would be awesome. This would be awesome. Olave and Mike Thomas, and then have Michael Mayer. This is a solid pick. Eagles, baby. Where are we going with this one? Mozzie Smith is off the board. College and Cansey's off the board. I mean, at 10, what did you do? I honestly forget at this point. 10, you went Lucas Van Ness with the edge. What do you do here? You lost TJ Gardner-Johnson. Do you go corner? You go safety. You go edge. Felix Nduke-Uzama. The Eagles doubled down on defensive line. Nduke-Uzama is a gifted edge rusher and posted excellent numbers over the last 2 seasons. Jim, Howie Roseman doesn't believe you can have too many pass rushers. I agree with him. You keep those boys healthy, those offensive lines are not. I'm sorry. You keep those boys refreshed and honestly not gassed. Those offensive linemen cannot keep up sometimes. Felix Nduke-Uzama at this point is a nice pick. Don't know if you should double down. Brian Brees is on the board. Siki Ika is on the board. I don't know if you should double down on edge. I don't know. In the typical ending of the Chiefs mock draft, Will McDonald. McDonald is an elite bender coming off the edge. The Chiefs moved on from Frank Clark this offseason and need to add more firepower to their pass rush. If this is the way this mock draft falls, I totally agree with this. It's kind of hard to see Will McDonald fall out of the first, especially the Chiefs there. This is a good pick for them. This is a good pick. If you guys don't know, there's not 32 picks in the first round. The Dolphins had to forfeit their first round pick. So, guys, nice wrap up to the mock draft. This is weird. Bijan going 14. This is crazy. Paris Johnson falling to 15. I don't think the Jets really keep this pick. This is also kind of crazy. Jackson Smith-Njigba going 11 to the Titans. I see it. Big fan of Christian Gonzalez. Big fan, especially to him to the Falcons. That really solidifies that secondary. So, guys, you saw 5 QBs in the first round. Saw some running back move early on. The receivers fly off the board. In my eyes, no first-round talent left at receiver. Honestly, still some depth at offensive tackle, and Anton Harrison still on the board. Osiris Torrance still on the board. DeJuan Jones is still there. Pretty good. There's still some value there on cornerback Cam Smith, Keely Ringo. Interesting mock draft by Daniel Jeremiah, guys. So, big shout out to Daniel Jeremiah. If you guys don't know, TwoToneSports here. Thank you for watching.